All right, hey everyone, it's April the 2nd, the year 2017, and I wanted to do a follow-up on a video that I just recently put out on Schuyler Barbeau AR-15 pistols versus AR-15 short-barreled rifles, and that the difference between the two is a plastic piece called the stock. And that plastic piece can make the difference between 10 years in prison or being a free man. So that's Schaefer's address. I do pray that you guys take the time out to write him a letter, an encouraging letter. But I want to focus on this video on fully automatic machine guns, or fully automatic rifles, I guess I should say. This is a Seattle Times article, and I wanted to call out a particular paragraph. Stanwood man suspected of making threats against police, suspected. Judges kept in custody. I wanted to bring this part of the paragraph to your attention right here. Schuyler Barbeau is charged with illegally possessing a semi-automatic AR-15 5.56 millimeter short barrel assault style rifle. I don't think it was assembled at the time they arrested him, that had been modified to fire as a fully automatic weapon. Okay, so that sounds really horrible, right? You know, the typical American who hears that is, it's fully automatic? Well, nobody should be having a fully automatic gun. They don't even understand like what's already available and the selective enforcement that entails. So let's also bring up the point that if you go to this link, and I'll put this link in the information bar, the facts support us. We know that there are 186,000 registered automatic weapons, and that only 2 of them have been used in a crime since 1934. That's 1 crime with a legal automatic weapon every 39 years. So I'll put this article in the information bar, but you should know there's already 186,000 registered fully automatic weapons in the United States, and they aren't used in crimes. Now, I want to read to you, I sent Schuyler a letter, and I thought I was going to tell him something about stabilizing fins, and how stupid am I to think I'm going to tell an 8-year Marine, 8-year veteran about rifles, right? And so I wrote him about, hey, I saw this YouTube video about stabilizing fins and short-barreled rifles, and the only difference is the stock. And Schuyler wrote me back, and I want you guys to read what Schuyler said, and then I want us to look at some YouTube videos. When I show the YouTube videos, I have to mute my microphone, so if there's a little pause, you'll know what I'm doing. But let's read. Also, Schuyler asked me how Gary Hunt was doing. Okay, and I replied back that I don't know what jail Gary Hunt is in. I've tried to look at the state jails of Oregon and California, and I've also tried to look in the federal prisons, and I can't find Gary Hunt. So if you guys know where Gary Hunt is being held, please let me know. I also told Schuyler that there are some people on YouTube and Facebook that are trying to paint Gary Hunt as an informant, a federal informant. But I told Schuyler that in all of my emails with Gary Hunt, he's always been very helpful, and I haven't noticed anything. So that's kind of why that topic, you'll see that topic in the subject bar. But I also tried to mention to Schuyler about short-barreled rifles, and you know, I don't think I'm going to be in a position to tell Schuyler Barbeau anything about firearms. But let's read what he wrote back, because I found it very interesting. He says, yeah, the whole AR-15 pistol thing is really ridiculous. I know all about that stuff. That stabilizing fin came out in the summer of 2015, and I almost ordered one. If I would have and installed it on my gun, I would not be in prison right now. Let me make that a little bit bigger so can you guys see that? Well, the only problem is if I make it bigger. Yeah, here we go. Okay. If I would have and installed it on my gun, I wouldn't be in prison right now, because I was arrested on 1 count, possession of an unregistered SBR, short-barreled rifle. Had I had the fin, it would have been a pistol, and they would not have had anything to arrest me on. The Supreme Court case, United States versus Heller, said the Second Amendment protects pistols. But in a previous case, they said the Second Amendment does not protect an SBR, short-barreled rifle, because it's dangerous and unusual, and that it is not the type of firearm used by law-abiding citizens for lawful purposes. What is the difference between an AR pistol and a short-barreled AR? The stock piece. That's a plastic piece on the back end of the rifle. Absolutely insane. That's what the video that I put together previously covered, and if you have not seen that, I recommend you go watch that to educate yourself about AR pistols and short-barreled rifles. Schaefer goes on to write, and this is where I found interesting, the dangerous and unusual reason was because an SBR is concealable on the person and an AR pistol is not! Exclamation question mark. The government is completely ridiculous. You want to see something else ridiculous? Look up on YouTube binary trigger and the bump fire or slide fire stocks. Those ARs achieve the same rate of fire as a full auto AR, automatic rifle or assault rifle. I think that stands for assault rifle. Okay, the ARs achieve the same rate of fire as a full auto AR. Yet the one is totally legal and the other is not. ATF, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, is selective in their enforcement, and the federal government is a tyranny. Second Amendment protects one gun and not the other when they do the same thing. Gary might be in the same county jail as Portland, where the guys from the MNWR trial were held. I'm going to have to ask my wife about that. He goes on to write, I highly doubt Gary is a Fed. People are trolling. Yeah, I don't doubt that one bit. Now, this is a video. I'm going to have to turn my microphone on because, guys, I want you to hear it. This is a Beta C clone testing full auto. I just want you guys to see a video of full auto. So I'm turning my microphone off so you can hear the computer. Okay, all right, that was a YouTube video of what's called a fully auto assault rifle. Now let's go over to here, and this is going to be an example of what's called binary fire. Let's check it out.
Flagpole, and it's a brand new product. I just got my hands on it. It's its first range session. I don't know how it's going to work in the gun. Let's see how quickly I can dump 60 rounds out of this with the binary system.
Okay, now this is going to be an example of bump fire. Let's check out a video where that show a bump fire situation. Okay, both the bump fire and the binary fire are completely legal. There's nothing illegal about the last two videos you just saw. Now let's check out this slide fire video.
Oh man, too much fun. Hickok 45 here.
All right, you've just seen fully auto, bump fire, slide fire, and binary trigger. The government is selectively enforcing what they want to enforce. There's no difference in the fire rates. It's absolutely absurd that Schuyler is facing 10 years in prison, being a military veteran, served in the Marines honorably, and we're looking at sending this man to prison for 10 years. People need to wake up and understand what's going on. I pray that you get involved, stand up, write to your congressman, tell your friends, tell your preachers, tell everyone that will listen. This man don't need to go to prison, and he's not the only one. He's not the only political prisoner in America. But to send this man to prison because the barrel of his rifle, which was not even assembled, was too short, and that he was trying to, had some sort of, I don't even know the details regarding the automatic rifle. My understanding is there was a plastic piece, and I don't even think it was working properly. But Schuyler can answer all your detailed questions. It all boils down to the Second Amendment, shall not be infringed. It's not a complicated topic. And to put this man in prison when the Constitution is the highest law of the land and says shall not be infringed, anybody who's taken an oath to the Constitution needs to speak up for this man named Schuyler Barbeau. God bless every one of you.